seriously want to talk about Smoothie King first. I was telling your wife, it's the last thing. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Are you?
Me and my daughter get this exact flavor every time.
Do you?
Last thing I had before I got on the plane was legit Smoothie King.
No kidding.
And then last night, we were hanging out at that NBC event. We briefly interacted. And Joe mentioned that you, at some level, were either the founder or had bought into Smoothie King.
No, I have a product that, they're a partner of mine. And the Lean One smoothie is on the menu board. And we sell Lean One on the shelves and in a Lean One smoothie. And that's what you're drinking is a chocolate peanut butter right there. So, they're a fantastic company to work with. They sell Lean One. And I made a special formula for them that has 0 sugar added to the formula. So that's one thing Smoothie King is big about, is making smoothies healthier. So what's in that blender, and it's not a bunch of sugar and artificial anything.
Right. Bill, I have to say, when you were hitting on the table, I was completely intimidated. Unbelievable to even be next to Romanowski.
Absolutely.
Going back to my younger days. And anyway, don't hit that table anymore, Bill. You're going to freak me out. Go ahead, Paul.
Boston College graduate.
I didn't even know that.
We were talking about that last night, and I just wonder, in a deal like this, are you doing your own negotiations?
Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely. And, I run the company, and it's what I do. I was a business major at BC, so when I got out of football, I asked myself, what do I love? And for so long, I helped teammates get better, day in and day out. I left the NFL, and it was like, okay, I want to be leaner. I want to have good brain health, and I want to sleep well.
Yeah.
Well, I developed Lean One to help me get leaner. I developed Neuro One to help my brain after 20 concussions, and I developed Sleep One to help me sleep well every night. That, I think, is a good foundation to a great life and a great lifestyle.
These younger guys come to you, Bill, and say, how do I take care of this brain of mine?
Well, yes, and there's a lot of things you have to do these days, and it's a complex issue because from week to week it could be different. It could be a big blow. It could be your neck is jammed, it could be a concussion. It could be a lot of different things going on, and you got to be able to dial up, whether it be hyperbarics, whether it be chiropractic, whether it be stem cells, you name it, whether it be good gut health. There's a lot of different things you have to incorporate day in and day out when you are in that extreme of an environment.
Mm-hmm.
The National Football League is extreme. Guys want to hurt the opposing team and level them on every play on defense.
It's unbelievable. That's what it is.
It's a violent sport, and let's not sugarcoat it here. That's why everybody loves it.
Right.
And come Sunday, there's going to be 2 opposing teams that are going to try to break the will of the opposing team with brute force, strength, intensity, and speed.
I'm about to run through a wall.
I'm ready to go.
I'm about to run through a wall, and I have never run through a wall, but I'm ready.
Well, for as intelligent as you are, how were you able to turn off the analytical thinking and just tap into the primal force of what you're talking about?
Well, that's what I was.
Which is what you're known for.
What it was is I was trained to do that. Okay? I can't say I was trained to be mean and nasty. I had to take myself to a dark place. And that dark place started, a week prior to the game.
Really?
That hatred building up daily. And I used to find reasons that I despised the opposing team, the trainers, the coaches, the players, that's a given, the owner, the fans, you name it. I wanted to take them all out.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you could take out my Bengals owner, Mike Brown. Would you take him out for me?
Hey, they definitely need some help.
Last question, because we know you got to get out here. What's the hardware that you're sporting?
This was
I can almost see you around it.
This was my first Super Bowl, and it was with San Francisco, and we beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, my Bill.
And,
Bill.
Boomer Esiason, hey, he played a great game other than the pick he threw me in the game.
Yeah.
And they were a really well-coached, great football team we
Yeah.
took on, and we were just a little bit better that day.
Awesome.
Bill's ready. Where are you headed, Bill? You going home?
I'm going to Fox News.
Oh,
Are you?
Oh, you can get
Yeah.
fired
That'll be
up on
fun.
there.
How about that?
You're gonna get fired up on
me
there?
and Jesse.
Oh, that'll be
The
awesome.
5.
Well, have fun, Bill. We know you're going to run, so
Well, thank
there
you, guys.
go.
Yeah, thanks for the 5
Great
minutes.
to talk with
Seriously,
you.
thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Awesome.
You got it.
Thank you very much, Julie. Do you ever get asked that? Are you Carlos Santana?
Are you kidding? It's I'll be walking down, like say at the airport, coming in, all of a sudden somebody will walk up to me, oh my God, it's you, Mary, come over here, quick, look who it is, oh my God, and I'm sitting there going, okay, thanks a lot, man. I'm being very humble. And then they go, look who it is, and it's Carlos Santana. I go, oh Jesus, here we go. And I said, they look at me and I go, hi, thank you, and I sign his name.
Oh, great.
And he does the same thing.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, Carlos and I have been good friends since the late '60s, and we're very close. And we laugh about it because they call him me and me him all the time.
Do you have a guitar case that you carry around just in case people?
No, man, but I got to tell you, I should. Then I'd really be in trouble.
Well, you have a background in music, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I was a rock and roll singer in the early '60s, from
Really?
1960 through 1974.
And
I was a rock and roll singer.
is Carlos Santana also from Los Angeles?
No, he's from Tijuana.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he was born and raised over there. I mean, till 11, and then he came across here, and he's been part of the northern part of California.
So somewhat similar backgrounds.
Well, we're the same age.
Wow.
A month older than he is, and we've really had a shared experience, and both completely different, and we've united in a very strong way. He's very, very spiritual. He's one of the giant human beings on the planet.
Right.
Much more than I am. He's been inside of his craft in a way that most people can't do it. There are only 4 guitar players that if you hear them hit one note, you know who they are. And it's B.B. King, it's Wes Montgomery, it's Carlos Santana and Jimi Hendrix.
Mm-hmm.
All they have to do is hit one note. Oh, that's Jimi Hendrix. Oh, that's Carlos. Oh, that's Wes Montgomery. That's B.B. King,
Right.
And you know it, if Eric hits a note, Clapton, you don't know what blues guy it is
Right
away. You need a little bit more than just one note. But it's pretty intense. So, yeah, he's one of the giants of all time to touch the guitar.
Well, so are you in terms of acting. So, JD, how did you guys first meet? What was the first time you guys met?
Oh, I think we met at the table read. And listen, Edward is a legend in the business, and I knew that going into it. I was so thankful that I was blessed with the opportunity to be able to share the screen with him, because I never really went to an acting school. So for me, this is school.
Really?
It's all, yeah. I that's how you get better for me. It's like you got to work with the greats, and he's a great, and it just raises your game, because he'll make you look foolish really quick. He doesn't have to do a lot. The camera just has to be on him, and everyone's like, oh, there's Eddie Olmos,
Right.
So, right in the beginning when we met, he's a very giving man, and I think we just fell into an embrace, and right away he was like, son, and I was like, pop, and I was like, here we go. This is it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Has he taken you to see any old Miami Vice spots this week?
No, but he tells me all the Miami Vice stories, which is, incredible.
We're going to go tonight.
Where?
We're going to go tonight. We're going to go to South Beach tonight, man, and I got to take him there. It's first time in Miami. He's only been here for less than 24 hours, so he's really got a great experience coming his way. I'm going to take him around.
Now,
we're going to hit it hard. Tomorrow we're going to Joe's Stone Crab,
Yeah.
Joe's. He's got it. I'm vegan.
Oh.
So, I used to eat at Joe's when I was here in the 80s. That was like and still is, the number one stone crab house in the world. It's phenomenal. If you've never been there, don't miss it. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm taking him there tomorrow night.
Well, what are you going to do there while he's eating crab?
I'll eat the potatoes. I'll eat the spinach, and I mean they got great vegetables here, and there'll be no issue. They're going to be very saddened because I'm.
Just leave the crab to me. Just leave the crab to me. I'll take your crab. I'll eat your crab.
JD, did you get a Miami kind of powder blue suit for this trip?
No, man. I wanted I should have been like pink, right? A nice little pink with like that long with the V-neck with the neck, with that wide neck. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Is there a good look that people need to go with in Miami? Is there a certain style? The pants, white pants, is that okay?
It's always okay, man.
After Labor Day?
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's great.
It's all good. 'Cause I have a buddy that wears white pants down here. He loves it.
When you are in Miami, it is summer 12 months out of the year. It's incredible. The city's incredible. But yeah, I mean, white is a natural color for here, and as is turquoise, as is all the colors.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty much into color here, big time.
Now, next thing, I can't let you two get away without answering this. What's up with the Chiefs jerseys?
Well, I'm a Chiefs fan, and yeah, I know I'm from L.A., born and raised. But as a kid,
You never took any grief about that in L.A.
know, right? As a kid, one of my neighborhood friends had gotten a Nintendo for Christmas, and he had Tecmo Bowl. We all ran over to his house, and I just picked the red team, Kansas City Chiefs. And it's the first time I ever played a game. And my first play, Derek Thomas sacked the quarterback, picked up the fumble for a touchdown, and I was right in that moment, man. I was baptized in red and gold. Chiefs Kingdom forever. And Eddie, to be honest, Eddie's a Rams fan who's cheering for the Niners, and we talked about that. So we prayed, and I converted him, and that's why he's wearing a Mahomes jersey right now.
Georgia would be upset
going
about
on here,
that.
Paul.
Yeah, this is great. That's a great story about Tecmo Super Bowl. I actually had a guy just text me before you guys came over who I met at a Tecmo Super Bowl tournament in Lincoln, Nebraska, and he's like, "Dude, what are you doing today?" I'm gonna relay that story to him. It's fantastic.
Dude, challenge accepted. Just
Yeah.
run all the way back to the goal line and launch it right over, right? End
Right.
zone to end zone.
Right. I've got to talk about Stand and Deliver.
Yes,
That's
please.
definitely my favorite movie of all time. How do you feel about that work, now that it's 30 years later?
More than 30 now. It's been an extraordinary experience. I got to tell you, of all the films that I've made, and I've made some that are really classical kind of films, that one is the most unusual. That has a accolade that is most riveting. When I found out about it, I was like in shock. And what it is it's one of the most, if not the most, viewed film of any film ever made in the United States of America.
Really?
In the United States, yeah. More than Star Wars, or more than Avatar, or Raiders, or Jaws, or any of the big movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't compare. And when I heard this, I said, why? And he goes, well, thousands and thousands of teachers use it every year and have for 30 years, over 30 years.
Right.
And millions and millions and millions of kids see it every year. There's never been a film that's been used that way.
Right.
I mean, you cannot be in a calculus, going for your AP calculus exam without seeing that movie before you start the class, or right before you take the test, because that's how powerful that medium is. And teachers use it to motivate themselves, and to really motivate the students too. So it's been a blessing all the way around, and that is truly a gift. And I'm so grateful the teacher that we really imitated, because that was an imitation. That was the closest thing I could.
Yeah,
get
Jaime
to.
Escalante, right?
Wonderful man. Wonderful man. Really did everything that you saw.
Truly?
Me do. Yes. He and I wrote that script.
Really?
It was finished. Yeah, the one we did. Yeah, and we wrote it in 6 days. And he was such a genius. He had such a clarity in his thought process, because he was a brilliant, he was a master, if not a genius, in mathematics. So you can only imagine what his discipline was like and what his recollection was like.
Yeah.
And he was just a brilliant guy. And so when he started telling me the scenes, and he started saying, well, this is what happened here. And I said, what did you do? And he said, well, I stood up and I walked out of the door and I just told him, if I catch you out on the street, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. I said, you said that? He goes, yeah. I go, great. That's a great line. You know, it's a great line. Finger man.
I was just gonna say,
Finger
I don't
man
want
was
to put you
like-
on the spot,
I
but
mean,
can you
the
do
finger-
that?
Of course I can do that. It's crazy. You know, it's really, hold this for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really nuts because when I saw it, I said, I wish
Hold
I
on.
would have known this.
Let me get you in
I
there.
wish I would have known this because basically I had no idea about this, okay? You know, he says, look at man, what's 3 times 9? I go, okay, I got it, 27. I go, okay, 1, 2, 3. What do you got? 27. What's 6 times 9?
Dude.
I go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 54. The hard one, 9 times 9. 81. I mean, it was crazy.
Can I
said,
take your
if
picture doing that real quick? I'm sorry, I just love it. Thank
It's
you.
crazy because what ends up happening is you start to see it. Had you been able to inspire kids at maybe 3 or 4 years old to actually master their 9s and multiplication, and you show them this little trick and you say, but it just inspires them to be able to then go on and do the rest of it. You know, they'll learn it, and he could do it with all the numbers. But I mean, it was just amazing when he showed it to me. I said, "How the hell?" And then, of course, the guy playing he plays little puppet in American Me.
Yeah.
But in this movie, he was playing one of the kids, and he goes, "And I know the 1s, I knew the 2s, and I know the 3s." And I said, "Oh, the finger man! I was a finger man too." And all of that was all him. It was all him. There was no improvisation on my part. All there was an ability to understand the clarity of what he was doing because of him. He was at every single shot I did, every scene.
Wow.
And he would stand over in the corner, like this, and that.
Like you in the movie. Like,
Yeah. He'd stand there in the thing, and he'd be looking at me, and then he'd just go. When I, finish the shot, and I go, okay. It was really great. He deserved it. In his lifetime, he deserved that film. It should have won the Oscar, but it didn't.
was that 88?
Yeah, they gave it to Rain Man, and they gave it to Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah,
But it was no comparison. I got the movie, he got the award. That's great.
right. JD, what was your first movie, or what's your favorite movie that Mr. Olmos was in?
Let me see my favorite movie with Mr. Olmos. You guys talking about it, Stand and Deliver. That's the favorite. I mean, I'm on set, I come up to him and I'm just like, "Hey, finger man." I do the same thing to him too. So
Are we the first guys to do that today?
I think you're the first ones to do it
I was
today.
afraid to
Yeah.
ask, honestly, because I'm like, oh my God, he's got to be so tired of it.
Yeah, no, he's an incredible man to work with, and look, his films, his body of work, Zoot Suit,
Yeah.
he's groundbreaking. So,
Well, American Me,
man.
I got a couple questions for you from my two of my buddies, Junior and Jeremy Quevedo.
Okay.
Love you. Favorite role you've ever acted in, and favorite line from American Me.
Favorite role is like asking me which one of my 6 children do I love the most. Okay, but favorite lines from American Me. Oh my God! Don't look at me, little puppet. Don't look at me. That was a tough scene, man. We shot that in one take.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It was really, really intense.
Everybody's just dialed in?
Yeah, everybody was. I mean, and basically, it's a very difficult scene. That's where brother kills a brother.
Right.
That changed the life of everybody that saw the movie. Especially if we were young kids watching this movie and going towards that lifestyle.
Yeah.
As soon as they started to see what they had to give in order to be in that lifestyle, they just went another. Yeah, they went another
Hopefully,
direction
yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
And it allowed them. That's why we made the movie. It was
Well-
really to allow them to experience that and then have to deal with it. It was like a training film for to get into that lifestyle.
Right.
Or it was a way to understand that lifestyle and say, you know what, I really don't want to get into that. I don't want to have to kill my brother
Right.
to protect my mother and my father and the rest of my family from getting taken out, including myself. It's really difficult.
Well,
It's a
how
tough life.
how has that affected your life? Because you're going to get people that are going to come up to you in the world and say, hey, one way or the other, this
You know,
impacted me
it's
to.
been so respectful because of the fact that I think people understand what it did. There was no manipulation. There was no gratuitousness. There was no romanticization. That we didn't glamorize the material. We didn't exploit it. We kept a very strong understanding, and we played no results. So you take out all the false drama. It's like American Me is like The Godfather.
Yeah.
Okay, same kind of movies. But nobody comes out of American Me singing humming the theme song.
Right.
Nobody wants to be part of Santana's family.
That's true.
You know, with Godfather, everybody hummed the theme song, and everybody wanted to be Michael Corleone.
They made it cool.
And they made it very, very well. They romanticized it and glamorized it, exploited the material. They manipulated you to really, whoa, my God, you know. They played results, and those are things that I take out. My aesthetic takes them out of filmmaking, but it makes for less dramatic kind of movies. It's not heightened. And people say, well, shit, man, you guys kill a lot of people in your movie. I go, yeah, we did. But you got to remember how it was. It was so cold that you kind of got turned off by it, you know? From burning somebody in a cell. You'd never seen that before.
Right.
You didn't know how they did that. And, you know, boom, you see it, and the guy burns it and just keeps on going, just mops the floor. Another scene, you know, when he kills the kid that rapes him, you know, and he turns around and just puts a knife right into his throat. And you're looking at a kid watching it, doing it to a kid, and you see the knife go right into the throat. It wasn't made to glamorize it or romanticize it or exploit the material. That was such an incredibly difficult scene to shoot. And then the final scene, when the little boy, 11 years old, you know, is smelling glue out of a bag, you know, they hand him a gun, and they say, he goes, well, which one? And he goes, doesn't matter. And so he points the gun out the window. He says, La Primera lives, and points, and you see what he's looking at. People like him, his family, his grandmother, his grandfather, kids on the street, and they all are all moving in slow motion, trying to get out of the way, as he just says, La Primera lives, and pulls the trigger, and that's the end of the movie.
Yep.
People weren't ready for it. People said it was like they went to church. I remember people would go in there acting one way as they sat down, you know, showing signs and all this stuff in the theater. But when they left, they went as if they'd gone to church. And that's when I said, this thing works. I'm very grateful that I got a chance. It took me 18 years to make that movie. It wasn't
Really?
easy. It was not easy.
Wow.
Very difficult.
Not to change the subject, but do you think heads or tails Sunday?
Here we go.
Tails, Paul. They're saying,
What did I say?
Mr. Olmos, what?
What did I say?
I didn't hear it.
I say, you know, for me, Mahomes,
Yeah.
watch out. I've never seen a young guy of this talent come on the scene.
Yeah.
They usually takes a little bit more time to develop.
Not even like Jim Everett.
None. I'm telling you. You tell me. You think?
I remember those old Rams teams.
But yet the 49ers, come on, man. You're talking about one of the great defenses ever in the teams. So
Yeah.
it's going to be quite interesting. I think it's going to be a great game.
I do too.
A great one, and people are going to be on the edge of their seats.
Yep.
And I don't think it's going to be easy for either one. And I think it's going to be a lot closer than people want to believe.
Closer than the experts think?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are they? 20? What is 31? To
1.5.
It's close.
Is it?
Right, it's
Is that
close
what it
right
is?
now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a 1-point game then.
Oof.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be that close.
You guys going to the game?
Yeah, we are. We're
Awesome.
in the 8th row.
Nice.
Wow.
It's pretty good. 50-yard line?
Yeah, you'll notice us. We're wearing the red shirts.
Are they supposed to show you on Fox?
Yeah, they might.
There's probably a prop.
You'll
bet
probably
for
be
this.
picking your nose. Yeah, the kissing.
There they go.
Is there anybody that you guys have met here on Radio Row that you were stoked or excited to meet? Or is it you're just kind of like, all
Lowry,
right,
we
a
just
bunch of
finished
media
meeting
nerds?
Lowry, right? The Chiefs.
I mean, we met Chief players, past Chief players.
I saw Neil Smith walking around.
Yeah, just I mean, everybody around, man. I mean, you know, I look working with this guy. I don't get starstruck too often now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's all good. But what a great event. Great time to be here.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. My first time in Miami, so you know, gonna enjoy it.
Good.
Last question, we'll let you guys go. Is it true, Mr. Olmos, that you have an asteroid named after you?
It is true. I do have one. They put it up there. And
Have you ever met the asteroid?
I hope I can get to make it over there. I'm going to go to visit my asteroid. I'll be back in
There it is.
2,500
There it is.
years, you know. It's going to take me, 8 lifetimes to reach it, but whatever.
It's out there.
Well,
guys.
he's got to go take him and show him Miami.
Yeah,
Show
get
him
out
JD.
there.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks,
a lot,
guys.
JD.
All right,
Nice
we
to meet you,
appreciate
man.
it. Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe.
Mr. Olmos, awesome to meet you, sir. So, Ty, what are you doing here?
I am just having a great time.
Are you?
Yeah, first time really spending time in Miami. I've heard a lot about it. But I really I wanted to take this opportunity. Obviously, I'm doing the Radio Row and I'm doing the Super Bowl things, but I wanted to just be a fan for a little bit. You know, playing the game so long, we don't really get to be a fan of the game. And it's a totally different experience, but it's very unique. It's neat. It's really cool.
Being a fan, what's the most fan thing you've done since you've been here? Just this?
So actually yesterday I came in just to come in and I went downstairs and I tried to do all the events and stuff, but they wouldn't let me because I had to download some app and create an account or something like that. I went to the Panini signing with Robbie and Avery. I got a couple autographs. I took some pictures with the little figurine things that you can stand in it and
Oh, yeah, put your head in.
Put your head in, yeah. I took some pictures. You guys saw me. I met the Old Spice guy. I took a picture with him. I'm just enjoying it. Yeah. Well, I met Spice Adams. That was really cool.
Oh, really?
He's awesome.
Hey, we have a history with Spice
We spent
Adams.
a lot of time with Spice Adams.
We had Spice Adams a couple years ago, and Spice wouldn't leave. He had so much fun with us.
He did.
We couldn't get Spice to leave.
Did you look at his fingers at all when you guys were hanging out?
No, I didn't.
They are jacked up. They all look like
man.
the letter Z, each one of them. Cursive Z.
Oh, no.
So running into guys literally that you never met, and it's just like hang out, say hi.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying not to be a player today. I'm just a fan, and I'm just here. I mean, I'm a player when I'm on the shows, and I got to be Ty Montgomery for the New York Jets. But otherwise, I'm just Ty Montgomery, and I'm here hanging out.
A lot of guys tell us they don't watch the Super Bowl. They just find other things to do, or they don't want to watch it.
Pretty much.
Do you watch it?
No. The only time I watch it is if I'm hanging out with family and there's a Super Bowl party, and then that's what everybody else is doing, and I'm hanging out. But I'm not going to sit at home and cut on my TV and watch the Super Bowl.
What do you do then?
I'm probably going to play Fortnite or Rocket League or Call of Duty, hang out with my friends, maybe go to Topgolf. Because usually, because it's the Super Bowl, everyone else is inside watching the Super Bowl.
Right.
So all the amusement park rides, the lines are short. There's no wait to get into any restaurant unless it's a big sports bar. It's the best time to actually go out and do a bunch of stuff.
Good time to grocery shop, Joe.
I mean, I got to be honest. I should go to Costco during the Super Bowl.
You get all the samples, no wait.
No way.
That's a great idea.
My kids would love that. They would get multiple samples all at once.
Yeah.
So no football. I mean, you want to play in the game. You don't want to watch it. You don't want to. You don't. We hear that a lot.
What's your gaming handle?
So I'm actually giving my PS4 to a friend, so I'm not going to be having my PS4 anymore. But my Xbox handle is Monty Bravo. You guys ever heard of Johnny Bravo?
With the blonde hair and the tight black shirt and the waist, the 2-inch waist.
Yep.
By the way, I just got you.
Oh, my goodness.
That's old.
See, now I know you. See, I'm ready now.
I told you I wasn't going to ask any Rogers questions, but I will get you. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
No.
Keep
oh, no, after you.
Oh. No, so you did the whole tourist thing and just hanging out.
That's it.
Are these shows all stuffy, or anybody having fun?
So far, this is the best one.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're just saying that.
No, this is the best one.
Thank you.
The rise was it was very serious. It was about social justice. So
that sounds heavy.
It was heavy, but I'm a deep guy, so I like that stuff. You know what I mean? But this is fun. I like it.
Well, and that leads to my next question. What made you have this perspective shift to come down here and just be a regular dude and kind of observe it and not be Ty Montgomery of the Jets?
I don't know. I guess because everyone puts us on a pedestal so high because everyone loves football, right? And sometimes we get some negative words thrown at us. You make millions to play a kid's game, and usually my response to that is it's not a kid's game, because if it were, they wouldn't try to keep kids from playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, the only reason why we make so much money is because so many people pay to
generate.
They generate our income, and we're grateful for that. So don't be mad at us because you care about it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I care about it a lot too, but it doesn't define who I am, right? I don't want everything that comes with being a football player to define who I am, and I think it's good to just sort of, as much as anyone can, just sort of be who you authentically are outside of what you do.
Right.
Paul, it sounds
that's what Joe does.
Sounds like you should hire this guy. This guy's better than 80% of the people you've ever hired. 90%.
It's true. Yeah, well, that's interesting, and not to get too serious, but, defining yourself by what you do, that's too much. I don't want to do that.
No.
That would kind of suck, though, Joe. Imagine if you were running back in the NFL. Everybody would just be like, hey, sign this, hey.
Well, it has to get strut. I mean, that has to get – it's a lot, right?
I mean,
it's just time consuming.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Like I think I have one of those familiar names, maybe a familiar face, but I don't really consider myself famous. So like, it's really cool to like see Jets fans and be like, let's go Jets, 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 and they join in. And they don't even know, or
Oh, you're starting it.
I'm starting it. Oh yeah.
And
I'm a whole
they're like,
fan.
who is this guy? He's just a fan.
Just a fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like yesterday, I saw some Chiefs fans. I was like, let's go Chiefs, and they're like, yeah, baby, let's go.
Wait a minute.
That is awesome.
Wait, the NFL should be hiring him, other than football. Here.
Right.
He's got a whole thing going.
Favorite moment of your career? Like, what do you think of first?
I'm guessing on the field.
Last question. A lot of pressure.
She cut us.
A lot of pressure.
You can come back.
Hey, I'm like Spice. I don't
Spice
wanna
Adams never
Spice
left.
is awesome.
Ty, you're welcome here. Come back after lunch.
I just might. You guys drink beer? Can you guys drink beer?
Yes,
Hell yeah,
we
bring
do.
us one. Yeah,
Love a
that
beer.
Mojitos.
You do want the real fan
Ty,
experience.
where are we going drinking today? Can we go drinking together?
Yeah, Barstool.
Barstool?
Oh, you got
That's
a bar-
where-
Party, yeah.
We're going to Barstool.
All right.
All right.
Well, all right. I guess everybody's leaving us, Paul.
Well,
Wait, what did
Ty's
you
going to
just-
tell us his favorite
Oh,
career
yeah.
moment, though,
Favorite-
before he
favorite
goes.
career moment.
Maybe when it was I was with the Packers, 2016. We beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, and they were undefeated.
That's right.
I had 2 touchdowns that game. I was at home, being from Dallas. It was like that was my moment.
Well, Ty goes right to the top. It's going to be hard to beat him today on Radio Row.
Absolutely.
He's
You're our
guy.
favorite interview.
He's our guy of
Thank you.
2020.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm one of the first, right?
No.
Not the first.
No. No.
No. But,
Dude, thanks so much, Ty.
Ty.
Appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Enjoy it. So let's talk about what you're doing here today. We'd met Gina earlier in the day. Thanks for coming over.
Gina the Great.
Gina the Great.
I like it.
Let's talk about your spinal cord.
Cool.
Is it good?
I would say it's amazing. It's excellent. It's not the same as when I was born, but there's a lot of people that have worse spinal cords than myself. So I dare not act like it's the worst thing in the world. It's a lot of worse things that could be.
Well, Bill Romanowski was the last person that sat in that chair, and one of the things we talked about was the blindside block and how ultimately that's what injured you, correct?
What did he say?
Well, that at his era, it was just a completely different style. You'd get ear-holed by a guy, and that was just the
Just
currency of the day. Like basically you wanted to go and fight everybody. Everybody's trying to hurt you on every single play.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying, that the mentality, so that mentality has kind of changed, but the year that we won the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, that is 1,000% our mentality. So it was adapted from the Steel Curtain. It was adapted from the Raiders' Black Hole. It was adapted from the Ray Lewis linebacker mentality. And we incorporate that into offense, defense, and special teams.
What makes a whole team adopt that singular personality?
Player personnel. You have to bring in guys with chips on their shoulder. It's a hand-picked group of guys. We had guys that I would say we had on a team of 52, 53. 53. Out of 53 of those guys, 35 of them were undrafted.
Wow.
4 of them had been incarcerated. And the other one were really high draft picks that should have went higher for certain situations. So everybody, so going into the game against the Broncos, Coach Carroll's only speech was, the whole world at one point doubted you. The whole point.
And sorry to interrupt. This is prior to the Super Bowl against the Broncos in New York.
Yeah, this is before the game. At one point, you were doubted. At one point, they looked over you and didn't draft you. At one point, you were in a cell and wondering what your life was going to be. And today, this very second, in the next 15 minutes, we're going to walk out that door and you have a chance to prove it to the world. And it's what the F are you going to do? Drops mic and walk out.
And that was it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That should be all it takes at that point, right? After
That's
a
it.
full season and playoffs, and
That's it.
and then you're there.
Yeah,
What'd you
don't need
think
much
about
motivation.
playing a Super Bowl in New York? Because
Super Bowl New York, it was cool. Kind of cold, but Seattle was cold as well.
You're right.
But it was a privilege and a blessing to be in the Super Bowl. So you kind of look over the small things, and our camp is built on resilience and adversity. So no matter what you throw at us, we're gonna hurdle it.
Doctor, you're part of this. Let's talk some medicine. What are you seeing out there? It's spinal, right? Is that
Spinal.
what your specialty is?
Actually, my specialty is heart.
Heart.
Yeah, I'm a cardiologist.
Okay.
And the reason that's relevant is that we're part of the Harvard Football Players Health Study. And the theme of the health study is whole player, whole life. So while we often focus on brain injury, other injuries, we in the Harvard Health Study look at what's the whole range of things that can go wrong with the player that can affect the larger part of his life, which occurs after he hangs up his helmet and his cleats. We're very concerned about enhancing the quality of that life and the length of that life.
Go ahead, Paul.
No, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily think that a cardiologist would be as
That's a common thought. But if you look at the things that shorten a player's life, we'll start there. Most often it's cardiovascular. It's heart disease, stroke, those things that are common on the general population actually are common among players as well. And if you want to help players live longer, you got to focus on cardiovascular disease. If you want them to live better, you focus on cardiovascular disease, you focus on things like sleep apnea, chronic pain, headaches, and even the psychological aspects of transitioning out of the game. And also, what about their family? What about their social networks? All of that together makes a life beyond football. And while at the top of everybody's sort of list of concerns, particularly in the media and out in the general public, are the very important issues related to head trauma and concussion. We look at that as well, but unlike other studies, guided by the players, 4,100 players have signed up for us to look at their whole life and try to help improve the quality of that life.
Doctor, have you ever gotten nervous going into a surgery?
The surgery. Now, as a cardiologist, we do what we call procedures,
Right.
Stents,
Yeah.
those sorts of things. We treat heart failure, we resuscitate people. Do we get nervous? That's an interesting question. Most of us would probably say no. We're very alert. Our senses are hyper acute. But if some people have done studies where they've measured doctors' blood pressure during procedures like angioplasty and so forth, and blood pressures do rise during the tight moments, the tense moments of the procedure. But we do it over and over. You do thousands of these procedures, and you want it as automatic as possible, such that if it's routine and everything goes smoothly, you respond, you do the thing you normally do. If things go sideways, you're ready for that.
Man, that's a lot of pressure. Putting a stent into a heart,
Well,
Joe.
it's funny. I so respect what Ricardo does, and listening to him talk, as we've been, doing these interviews side by side.
Yeah.
It's really an amazing thing. His mindset, how he approaches life, his level of optimism and realism at the same time, the wisdom that he's acquired as a young man really blows my mind, and I've been very impressed with him. Also, by extension, our player advisory group, we couldn't do this study without them. It takes more than a group of smart guys who are trained in medicine sitting in a room trying to decide, to pick what are we going to study, how are we going to approach it. It takes more than that if you're going to be more effective and transformative in what is going on with players. You bring the players in, and that's one of the things that distinguishes our study. The players have been a part of formation of the study from day one, and they remain so. And again, the first part of the study was to get the input and data from 4,100 players to help guide the priorities of the study.
Gotcha. And Ricardo, when you had your neck injury, the life of a football player is a life of a lot of injuries, and pain physically. Did you know when that happened that it was something different, or did you just try to walk it off.
Yeah, well, you would think that, football is the only sport that you have 100% injury rate.
How do you mean?
You're guaranteed to get hurt at some point. You're going to hurt or break something, for sure, because it's a full, as Dr. Herman would say, collision sport. It's not a contact sport, it's a collision sport. But that was actually my first injury.
Really?
Yeah. The first time I ever got hurt playing football, I broke my neck.
Wow.
So,
what are the odds of that, Doctor?
Why'd you start off so high on the chain there, Ricardo? You went
Ease your way in with a sprained ankle.
Well, you know what? The type of guy I am, I feel like it's all or nothing. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it.
Just test the boundaries, Ricardo.
Right, thank God, I'm not a surfer. Why not? Just fight the shark.
Yeah, it would have been a shark attack.
What's going on with these rings, Ricardo? Let's see what's up with these. My gosh, tell us what we got.
You got a championship ring and you got an NFC. So this is the one.
Nice.
This is my first Super Bowl. Actually the last Super Bowl that the 49ers played in 2012, New Orleans against the Baltimore Ravens. Ray Lewis's last game. I was glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, almost a huge comeback.
This one was the following year when we went to the Super Bowl. We beat the Broncos 43-7.
Badly.
I think it was
8.
Yeah,
Wasn't it 8?
Was it 8?
Yeah. And this one was the one that we lost on the last play to the Patriots.
Wow.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that play, or are you
Sure.
tired of talking about it?
No, that's why we're here.
It's just such an interesting thing to be on that side of it.
And I actually saw Malcolm Butler last night.
Really?
Yeah, we have it's all love.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you guys know each other before the play?
No.
So you're kind of bound together
Through
through that. And you guys are cool?
Yeah. Because if you think about it, and not to spoil it for the fans, but players are always going to be friends. We're always going to have a brotherhood. You see these guys walking around and you see them, hey, what's up, bro? 90% of them don't play on the same team.
Right.
We just train together or went to the same college, or you guys, are journalists and, analysts, and we're players. It's coaches see each other. They're going, hey, what's up, buddy? What's up? And that's how it is. So, fans are like, oh my God, Ricardo, what happened? How can you get over that? It was actually me and that guy were on a private plane, and we had a good time after the game. But somebody else, they might have bet on the game, or that might have been, and I understand it, they might have worked all week, and the highlight of their week is coming home and watching their team.
Yeah.
And if that goes well, then that's good enough to, satisfy them for that week. But I understand that, and I understand the privilege that we have, and we want to win every game. But if we don't, it's not a deal breaker for us, and we don't hold on to it for years.
So essentially, it's the last play of the Super Bowl, more or less. That particular play. What's going through your mind when you get the play call and run up to the line of scrimmage?
What radio station? Are we on? Is this podcast or?
Yeah. Video podcast.
Thinking, oh shit. I was thinking.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Take us deep in your head.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, here we go.
Why oh shit? Because you guys are passing, or because it was a play call for you?
Because accountability. Whenever you have accountability, then that's when the light comes on.
Yeah.
The initial thought, and then after that, I think it goes into planning. If someone breaks into your house and they kick the door in,
oh shit.
Your first thought, yeah, and then the second thing is, okay, what do I do to protect my family?
Yeah.
So it was that, and then it went to, okay, we've been here before. Just relax, do it, relax, do your thing. If it turns out well, I'll probably be the MVP because I have enough yards, and I'll catch the game-winning touchdown, and guy from Albany, Georgia is going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. And I'm thinking of all of this with my helmet on,
that
just
fast.
Right here. And I'm thinking if it doesn't, and I think that's why I went wrong. And if it doesn't, then it's going to be really bad. And then whenever you put those negative thoughts in your mind, it actually serves you no purpose. It actually works against you.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever it gets in there, just don't even think it. Like with my friends, I was talking to Herm, and we was talking about being great. And the only way to be great is if they say 10,000 hours or something.
Right.
So, and my friend always talks about, oh, man, I do this around you, and I do this around at the house, and this and that. I'm like, man, don't tell me stuff that you can't say in public. Don't act a certain way around me that we can't act in public, because we might get somewhere and you might actually practice what you preach. I mean,
Right.
vice versa.
Right.
So I want you to practice what we're going to do, not, I know how to act in public, or I know how to talk. So it was repetition for me. Everything I had done up until that time was practice for that play. But the Patriots just made a great play, and that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like to run a 4.340?
You ever stuck your head out the window when your parents were driving? Something close to that. Right. But your feet are moving.
I don't think I've ever got sub 5, so I'll tell you what that's like. It's like walking down the sidewalk.
My hamstring will blow out at a sub 7.
It's a lot less stress than being doing cardiac. What is it? Cardiac. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot less stressful. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But actually, it's the opposite, because we're there to inflict pain.
Mm-hmm.
He's there to decrease pain.
Right.
So, yeah, it's actually opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically your approach to that play is essentially what you said, Doctor, about the familiarity and kind of going into autopilot, to paraphrase, and doing what you're prepared to do.
Hyperacute?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hyperacute.
What is hyperacute?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you're really focused. There's a bit of adrenaline going, right? So, I mean, you feel like you are, particularly if you're rested and the team is working well together, you feel like, this is me. You hear a little better, you see a little better, and you're paying attention to the details. And why? Because the stakes are pretty high, right? And I always approach each patient thinking about, how would I personally want to be treated, or how would my mother want to be treated? How would I want somebody to take care of my father, right? And I give them all of that I want from them, right? And I think if you approach it that way, if you get, past sort of like thinking of people as a body or a number or so forth, and you really think about a person personally, you know that they're more than just somebody on sick bed. And I think you take better care of them.
Wow. I'm sure you're a great doctor. Because, I mean, it'd be
That's why
easy
Ricardo
to,
brought him to the Super Bowl.
He's a Super Bowl doctor.
your patient experience results must be through the roof.
Well, go ahead, Paul.
I can use some of that patience in my personal life.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I primarily practiced bedside cardiology for a very long time. These days, I'm really focused on the research, and I head something down at Morehouse College called Morehouse Medical School called the Cardiovascular Research Institute. And what it does is it takes my patient experience, takes prior projects, and brings it all into focus. And we're trying to not only work one patient at a time, but hopefully, discover things, understand things better, so that we can help the masses. And that's how we approach the football player study as well.
Awesome.
That's love to hear from the doctors.
Absolutely.
And the players.
Is there a website we need to check out, or?
Yes. The Instagram and Twitter at Players Study. That's 2 S's, Players plural and Study. And the URL for the website is very long. I don't know if I should
Let's
go.
read it.
We'll plug it
Your
in.
voice is way better than mine.
His voice, man, he could read a dictionary. I'd listen to it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, it's players at footballplayershealth.harvard.edu.
You get that, Joe?
I'm in heaven right now hearing that. It was great. It was great. So,
And you can always Google football players at Harvard.
all right, there it
Perfect.
is. Ricardo and the doc. The doc is here.
The good doctor.
So, thanks, guys.
Thank you for making time.
Appreciate it.
Seriously. Ricardo, thanks a lot. Trying to cut my hand again.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you, doctor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
A pleasure.
All right, you just lay it down
Gina,
there.
thanks a lot.
Love what you do. I'm very, very, very picky, about who I talk to and what I do. I don't have to kiss anybody's butt.
Right.
And that's, I think, one reason why the fans like me so much.
Right.
When I started in 12, but drama made me popular, which was Kansas City Royals, where the ownership instructed the vice president to tell me to put on a Royals jersey or change my seat. And I said, basically, I can't say I'll get bleeped out, but I said no. And the Royals fans said, oh, we like that guy. He stood up to our owner. They didn't like their owner, which I didn't know. So when I go around the country, I never demanded it. I earned respect by just being me. And I think the fans appreciated that not only could the owners not intimidate me, but I stand for the police and the firemen and the military, who I call the ultimate first responders, who rush into a dangerous area to save strangers.
Yeah.
And they're not appreciated enough. And that's what I did. And I've been doing it for years. And then 2 years ago, I think it was Verizon or somebody, or one of these Sprint, were in a commercial for first responders, and my Twitter blew up. Like thousands and thousands every minute. Across the country, people are like, wow, somebody besides the Marlins Man is talking about the first responders. And that happened like 3 years ago.
Wow.
And the amount of places that you've been. Have you been to every baseball stadium, or is there like a goal
Here's
with
a
the
really
project?
Here's a cool answer. I've been to 42 baseball stadiums. How is that possible? I've been
Some
to
minor league ones?
No, I've been to old ones that have been replaced. I've been to 3 Atlanta Braves.
Really?
Atlanta Fulton County,
Yep.
the Ted Turner Field,
Yep.
and now SunTrust.
Yeah.
So I've been to Marlins had 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Yankee Stadium had 2. The Mets had Shea and Citi Field. I've been to 40. The one I have left, I always used to try and do 2 or 3 new ones a year. I have left Minnesota and the new Texas.
It opens
Now,
in April.
right.
So Target Field in Minneapolis, right?
That's my last one of the existing ones.
Is there
last year, I went to Denver the first time, and I went to, I forgot the other one. Seattle was the year before. Oakland was the year before. I don't know. I went to 2 last year, new ones. Oh, Toronto. When they had the junior came out as his debut game.
Yeah.
I went to Toronto. And the funniest thing, which doesn't get a lot of press, it is the only stadium that has a hotel built into the stadium.
Skydome, right?
Center field is a hotel.
Right.
Do you know what it says in every room by the glass window?
What?
No sex.
No sex allowed against the glass.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because years ago
Everybody was
leaving the
having
windows
sex,
open.
and they were all watching people have sex. Every room has against the wall, no sex against the glass.
Talk about an unintended consequence.
Right.
Some engineer's nightmare. Here's
Yeah,
this
that
beautiful structure that we've built, and all people can do is bone on it.
Here's the funny thing. Now I understood when I was in Toronto, so many people had binoculars with them. You don't see binoculars at a game. What's going on here, guys?
Favorite giveaway of the year.
And in between innings, they're all looking in center field like for a bird or something. I didn't realize they were looking to see the action that was in the windows.
Just trying to get that, that one little peek.
So, for anybody that doesn't know, how would you describe Marlins Man? Which is you.
That's the first time I've ever been asked that. Marlins Man is a nickname that was given to me in 2012 by the San Francisco Giants Park Rangers. Before that, when this thing started by accident, because the Marlins changed their colors, they were calling me the creamsicle. I'm the white-orange guy. And when the Heat had LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, and I was going to games, I didn't wear this. I wore Heat jerseys. And then by accident, the Marlins had a day game. I was wearing an orange jersey because the Marlins only wear orange in the daytime. You've never seen them wear orange away, and you've never seen them wear orange at night, ever. They only wear orange day games because Jose Fernandez and Mike Stanton, he was called Mike Stanton then, not John Carlo.
I remember Mike Stanton.
They like to call them, they had them wear the orange jerseys. So they always say Marlins on front. For a lot of fans don't realize, when you travel out of town, you see the name of the city on the front of the jersey.
I didn't know that.
And when you're home, they wear the name of the mascot. So the Marlins name on the jersey is always at home. And whenever they travel away, it always says Miami. Every team does this. When the Astros are home, it's Astros. When they're away, it says Houston. That's how it is in baseball. Okay.
I don't think I knew that. Joe, did you?
I didn't know that either, but I mean,
It makes
about it.
perfect sense now.
Okay.
He's on the road with
I'll
me.
give you
right.
an example. When you go to a Dodger game, at home, it says Dodgers. Away, it says Los Angeles.
interesting.
And Atlanta Braves. Away, it says Atlanta. At home is the name of the team. Well, the Marlins were different. They only had a certain jersey they wore at home on day games. That was this. So I wore it, and I had to go to a Heat playoff game. And that's when it first started, where they all wear the same color, 2012, and everybody was wearing white. but me. And that's how it started.
And you stood out, and then
He won the game, and then Mike Miller, who's a Gator, said, keep wearing
Mike Miller.
keep wearing that lucky orange jersey. So I wore it 4 games in the playoffs. They won. The girl I was dating, when we had Heat game coming up on Sunday, said, you're not wearing that ugly, disgusting shirt. You're not going to get lucky if you wear that at night. And we're going to Joe Stone Crab for dinner afterwards. I don't wear the jersey. Heat lose.
oh my God.
On the internet, not the Herald, the internet, the head story was Creamsicle jinxes the Heat, doesn't wear lucky jersey. I got so much abuse. I put it back on. I told her, I don't care. I'm not bringing you. And the Heat went all the way and won their first championship. And when the colors and the balloons come down and everybody's in white, there's that orange right there behind right behind the coach.
And the rest is history.
That's how it started.
That's how it's going on.
And
Paul.
when it got to be, but that was a Florida story. When it got to be nationwide, it was in Kansas City with the Royals. When I was the only one behind home plate in orange, everybody else was blue.
Unreal.
That's how it started.
And
Wow.
at this point, how many jerseys do you feel like you've had new ones? How many have you bought?
I have 14 jerseys right now.
All
14.
orange?
And they all look the same in the front. However, in the back and on the sides, they're all different. I actually have pictures I show people of all the different versions.
Like your children.
I have one that says Jeter on the back. I have a Jose Fernandez one, everybody signs. I have some that have number 1, some that have number 13. I always was number 13. Then at a golf tournament, Jose Fernandez came up to me with Marcelo Ozuna, number 13, and said, you no more number 13. That's my number. That's Marcelo, right?
Really?
Jose says, you're now number 1. There's no number 1. You're number 1 fan. This is you. And there was no Marlins player anymore who was number 1 because I was number 1.
Wow. Were you beefing with the Marlins? A couple years ago? Everything good now? What's the story? Were you having a little bit of falling out?
With who?
The Marlins.
I've had no problems with the Marlins.
Oh, was there maybe when Jeter came in?
Who's that?
Huh?
Who?
Jeter.
Who's that?
Oh, okay.
You mean the owner of the Marlins?
Yes.
Oh, great Hall of Fame player, but
Yes.
a crappy owner.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he did all the wrong things, and it's obvious he did all the wrong things. But what did you expect? He's a virgin owner.
Yes.
He's a virgin manager. He surrounded himself by people who have never run a baseball team before.
It's hard to do.
Okay, and every landmine you could step on, he stepped on.
He took them all.
He-
for the real owners, right?
For the real owner, Sherman. You don't hear a word about Sherman.
Right. This guy's sitting there like
He's taking
just-
the hits.
He's making the money, and then Jeter's just getting drilled, and the franchise is what it is. So, how tough is it being a Marlins fan these days?
There's not many of us left.
Yes.
They'll announce 5,000 at a game, and there'll be like 2,000 people there, and most of the other teams.
How are you?
What?
Carlos Santana strolling by
You just never know who's going to be
in a
around.
Pat Mahomes jersey.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
That's
Carlos-
unbelievable.
Right?
Sorry to interrupt.
That's a good call you had right there going by.
That's unreal.
You know, it's easy when you see over here Joe Montana,
Right,
Ryan Fitzpatrick,
right.
Drew Brees, and Boomer Esiason. You got the guy,
The guy,
the real guy.
the real guy in the room.
Are you starstruck anymore, Marlins man?
No, here's here's me in the Jeter jersey in
Let's see
Yankee
it.
Stadium.
Oh yeah.
That's a great shot.
And that's behind the fence. Okay. they don't
Those
let
are
you
my
on the-
season tickets.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I accidentally got discovered, and it's a good thing for sports because I'm really like a sports nut
Yeah.
who got successful and never backed down. So it started initially in 2012. Here's me
Yeah.
at the World Series in 12.
I remember
I
that.
remember.
Right? And that's Cabrera. Look at me going, what? I can't say, what the beep, beep, beep are you doing?
Yes.
That's Cabrera,
yes. I
Miguel
see.
Cabrera
That's in Detroit.
in Detroit. And it didn't blow up then because nobody was watching that World Series.
It wasn't it like the lowest one ever?
Lowest one ever, plus it was a sweep.
Yeah.
Nobody watched Game 4.
Right.
The Giants were up 3-0. The only thing you ever heard about was Panda. 3 home runs in one game.
Right.
And at this
And then when it got to Kansas City, they were like, who's that guy?
yes.
You know?
And that was you.
Here.
And you,
That's me in Kansas City. I'm like
Yes.
Rudolph the orange-nosed reindeer or something.
And it was all. What about the groupie situation? Are there road groupies?
Oh, absolutely.
Chasing you.
Oh my God. Okay, if you're a single guy,
I am. Joe is not.
and you have money, and no diseases, and
No
no
diseases.
baggage. Okay, it's like fleas jumping on a dog.
Well, he sent me the photos, Paul. They had a couple of young. Yeah. I
Awesome.
remember those.
That's awesome.
Big time.
NBA. And then we had this situation happen a few years ago. One of my mermaids flashed on TV.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I was
Was that
even-
a few years ago already?
Yeah.
It seems
But
recent.
There's a great story about that, though. Okay, so what happens is this. The Marlins Park is absolutely empty. I go to Heat games. It's packed. I'm in my seats. I'm on TV all the time. Marlins Park, you can see the guy on third base. Hey, Mark, how you doing? He goes, hi. They can hear you. It's like a minor league game.
Unreal.
So I was sick and tired of going to the empty stadium. So I asked the Marlins specifically, hey, can we bring back the mermaids and the manatees they used to have when they were the Florida Marlins?
Yeah.
And they told me no. We are not about that. We're about promoting the team on the field. We're not doing any more gimmicks anymore. So I went to like another month of the empty stadium. Said, I've had that. I've had it. I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
So I bought the whole second row.
Yes.
And I brought a bunch of pretty single girls I know who work at the different clubs who wanted to meet the players.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And during the game, this is me and Miguel, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's
Cabrera.
like, I finally met
Yeah.
the guy that I saw behind home plate.
Yeah.
That he verbally assaulted you.
You're right. He was not happy with me. So I have the girls there, and they're all in different clothes. And they're jumping up and down and cheering, bouncing up and down. And they're not exactly like flat-chested. So that night I get a
Exactly.
message from two of the Marlins players. Hey, can you do us a favor? What? When we're in the outfield, tell your girls to sit down. Because it's very hard to look at the catcher, try and focus on the ball, and instead we see bouncing boobs.
In bright orange.
Okay?
It's like a spotlight.
So I said,
It really
okay.
is.
I said, okay. So when I bring a bunch of girls, different girls, to the next game, it's a nationally televised game against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And I, at intermission, walked upstairs to go visit the people in wheelchairs and take pictures with them. Well, while I was doing that, one of the girls decided, because I told them, if there's, a Marlins guy in third base or in second base, try and distract the pitcher.
Yes.
Maybe he'll hit a batter to a pass
Right.
ball. Well, we got 2 hit batters and a pass ball. So I was happy. I go upstairs, and one of the girls, when the guy's there dancing, she lifts, I think she pulled down her shirt or lifted up her shirt.
Was it up or down, Joe? You know.
I can't remember.
I feel like it was up.
And Andy Slater leaned over and looked and stared right down at the cleavage. That's the famous shot.
Right.
And I come back and people are like, you're not going to believe what happened. And I'm told the story. Next thing you know, I'm getting phone calls. Hi, we're Inside Edition. We're coming to your office tomorrow. What? We're ABC News. We're at your office tomorrow.
Wow.
What? And it blew up big.
Yes.
And they made it bigger because when they showed it on national TV, they blurred out the girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people had to use their imagination.
Or go search for
And
it.
the next time the Jaguars had me come to Jacksonville, they put me in the pool with the cheerleaders to try and promote the Jaguars have a pool.
Yes.
That also
I remember
blew
that
up.
too.
I remember that. Yeah.
So this has been a fun ride, and I'm very into the NFL,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy. I'm also a big Chiefs fan, and this is me and Chiefs game, what I
Yeah.
wear, because I
Oh,
wouldn't
nice.
Got
stand
to.
out.
You got to.
Yeah.
Because of the color, I wouldn't stand out. And I'm a big Giants and 49ers fan. There's me and E40
E40
Nice.
from the Bay Area.
from the Bay Area. So
My
when-
friend Eric Hoffman's favorite rapper of all time.
I just talked to him. He's getting on a plane now. He'll be here in about 6 hours.
That's awesome.
And it's gotten me really cool things like Army has me go to the games and I sit there and I stand out there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
And it's been a really good ride and I'm happy. And the NFL, here's some of the jerseys. Here we go. Which I started this whole thing to show you.
Right.
Remember I told you the front's the same? Look at the backs.
Hold it. Can you hold it right in this camera right here?
Well,
Let's see.
it's going to be hard to see. But,
You can see it. Jeter.
Jeter.
Marlins Man.
There should be a 1 and a 13. There should
And
be
it-
some black ones and white ones.
Yep.
Yeah. What are those? What's that 16 say?
Oh, that's a Hall of... Okay, that one is Jose Fernandez that he gave me, and he wrote on it, Rookie of the Year, okay, ROI. It was framed on a wall. If you look carefully inside the numbers, I zoomed in, you see silver writing?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's his handwriting. When he died, the Marlins painted a part of the stadium orange. Everybody was signing the wall. And I saw on the internet, people were saying, God, I wish I could sign that from around the country. So I put on for the playoffs in 16 his jersey. And when I wore it to San Francisco, New York Mets, Washington Nationals, and Cubs, those are about 2,000 signatures from the fans of those cities.
Wow.
So I was bringing it to them. Then Camden, the baseball
Hall of Fame
wanted that jersey.
Really?
I wouldn't give it up.
Nice.
That's before they came back with the positive cocaine information.
Yeah.
But that jersey is very famous. I've never worn it again since those playoffs.
Are you going to the Super Bowl?
Of course I am. And I'm big in NFL. Like, this is a picture the Raiders took, and it was on their home page. Can you find me in that photo?
Tough. It's a hard one. I can't
That's a
see
good
it.
one.
Can't see it. Where is he?
Where are you? That's awesome.
I'm sure you see the Kansas City Chief black gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
The Farilla Gorilla.
Yeah,
gorilla.
I don't see you.
Okay.
What's the party situation this week? Have you been over-invited, and you're just so swamped that you said, I'm just going to stay home?
No, I've been invited to everything.
Right.
Okay. And any money, I don't want an appearance fee, but I do want them to donate to charities any of the money.
Nice.
Remember I told you 14 jerseys?
Yeah.
There you go. That was a great
Wow.
question.
Nice. There they are.
Wow. Marlins Man.
Is there a party you're looking forward to the most?
Here's the problem. The one I was looking forward to the most was the pool party tomorrow with Shaq.
Yeah.
It's going to rain.
It is going to rain.
So it's supposed to rain today at 5 o'clock till 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's going to wipe out the outdoor parties tonight and tomorrow I was going to go to. So I'm not really sure. I have a whole list of them, and the people who are coming, the celebrities, are incredible. Lady Gaga is doing a party.
Wow.
She's everybody has a party.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're...
Florida, Pitbull.
Yeah, Gronk.
Gronk.
Yeah.
They're all having a party here. And unfortunately, all of them are either tonight, tomorrow day, or tomorrow night. And they're all at the same time. You can't go to like 6 locations each day.
I gotta stop you right there. Edward James Stripper Bowl.
Well, I mean,
Monday night.
Monday night?
You ever heard about this?
No, where? I love Edward James.
The $1 Million Stripper Bowl.
Where?
In a dome. They got a dome in, I feel like it's in downtown. I don't know the area. I'll look it up for you. But Edward James is having the Stripper Bowl. He's driving around with $1 million in singles.
Yeah.
To make change. To make it rain.
He's such a hurricane from UM.
I love it. They should put him in the Hall of Fame just for that. Because some of these Hall of Famers want to have fun. And look it up. Because you need to know where this one's at on Monday night. It looks amazing.
All right, so here's some of the talent who's having parties. Ready? I don't know these guys. Who's Harry Styles and Lizzo?
Harry Styles is a pop singer, formerly of First Direction or Fifth Direction or something, a British boy
who
band.
Lizzo is,
All
right?
right, so tonight, Drew Rosenhaus, who I just saw in the restroom, he's having all of his clients come to a specific party.
One Direction, that's where Harry Styles is from, sorry.
In Wynwood. Barstool guys are doing their event. They're rough and rowdy at someplace. Shaq has Diddy, Diplo, Pitbull, Tiesto, The Baby, and Carnage all at the same time tonight in Wynwood. Okay? These are all one night. We have Leather and Lace
Wow,
with,
that's
with
tonight,
Snoop
too.
Dogg and Little John.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's all tonight. And then also tonight, we have Bootsy on the Water with Post Malone and Kevin Hart and DJ Irie. Plus, we also have Tiesto. That's all at the same time, the same night. How do you do
How
all
are you going to
those?
do
I'm
it?
blown away by all of it. It's
that's
overwhelming.
typical.
Yeah, okay, so how do you pick?
I don't know.
And
I
you're,
don't know
You're
what
on
I'm gonna
all
do.
these lists.
I'm all the list. And then
you're like-
tomorrow, you know how Scott Boras has all the people in baseball?
Yeah.
In the NFL, it's Lee Steinberg. He's
Yeah,
the
we
guy.
saw him. He was
All
just
right.
over there.
He has his party tomorrow at noon. And at the same time, you have the Gronk Beach event in the rain with Rick Ross, Cascade, Florida, Diplo, and more. Okay? I mean, how do you do all this stuff?
Yeah.
Then at night, you have a bunch of rooftop parties on Saturday night. You have the Taste of the NFL at the Diplomat, which I like to go to only because it's all the best restaurants in Miami. I meet all of the right people. The owners, the managers, give them my card. I make the connections because I'm from here. So I will go to that one for a while.
Well, you go as Marlin Man.
Of course.
Marlins Man.
I got another one Maroon 5 is having. Another one Lady Gaga is having. I mean, it's another one 50 Cent and Florida is having.
It's unreal.
Sports Illustrated, Marshmallow, and Black Eyed Peas.
Wow.
Black Eyed Peas did the Super Bowl halftime a few years ago.
Right.
Also, Saturday night, the Maxim Party with Rick Ross and Chainsmokers. I mean, Paris Hilton has another party another night.
Paris Hilton.
I mean, she's kind of like a name I haven't seen or heard from in a while,
Yeah,
right?
they throw her in a DJ booth and she just goes like this.
Yeah, right?
I've seen her before.
50 grand.
She just goes like that. So at this point, you're just like, flip a coin, pick one.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna try and do. It's hard when I want to be at like 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
The weather is going to affect me.
Weather permitting.
Whatever is outdoors will be knocked out. I don't know which of these I've read to you. These are a sampling. There's more than what I've told you.
Unreal.
Okay? And the weather, if it's outdoors, I'm knocked out for those, and I will be indoors.
Okay.
Who do you want in the Super Bowl? Now, who do you think's going to win? Who do you want?
I don't really have a one. I'm a Bengals fan, so I don't really care one way
So
or
you
the
just
other.
saw Boomer Esiason over here?
No, was he?
Was he? Was he just walking
He don't
around?
like me. We don't get along.
Really? What happened?
He does a show in New York
Yeah.
called WFAN with this guy named Gio,
Right.
who I've not met. And they don't like the fact that they have to see me in TV when they watch a Yankees or a Mets game.
Really?
And they're very mad at whatever fans are sharing those tickets. What they don't know is I bought those season tickets. So I share them. So when I'm on TV 20 Mets games a year and 20 Yankees games a year, they're ripping me every morning, nonstop. And I have a famous line about that. I've invited them to come sit with me at the games, but they can't. They don't want to do that, they say. And I tell them, well, you know what? Then you're sitting home watching on your TV stuff that I'm doing in person, kind of like your porn collection.
Oh.
How'd that go? How'd
You
that
got the
go over?
inference, right? Oh, no, that did not go over well.
Like a
So
lead
today,
balloon?
Boomer is over in Kansas City.
Yeah.
One. They had a rotation that was Ryan Fitzpatrick from the Dolphins. Then it was Drew Brees from the Saints, Joe Montana, and Boomer Esiason. Real close to you, like a couple tables away. And so I went over and sat down next to Boomer. When the interview was over,
Did he know it was you?
Oh, he knew it was me right away. He said he couldn't
What
get
gave
out.
it away?
He couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Now,
But,
is it?
you know, he does good. I have no beef with him.
Okay.
It's the Geo guy.
You're not.
No, he's
no,
nothing
no
to
good.
me.
So you and Boomer, it's kind of at this point a friendly.
Boomer
little,
made me money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. There was a Super Bowl here against the 49ers.
Yes.
And his team should have won.
That's
they
correct.
should have intercepted it, and
Yeah.
I dropped the interception.
Lewis Billups.
Phillips. That was I used to say
Don't remind
Phillips.
me.
Phillips. Joe Montana becomes famous for the drive.
Yeah.
So here's Joe Montana and Boomer, like
Oh, wow.
2 tables apart
In
with an
Miami.
invisible wall, not even acknowledging each other.
Really?
But Boomer covered. He lost the Super Bowl, but he covered. So he made me good money.
Wow.
That's a
And the
great
funny
story.
part about that game was I had the box in this stadium at the 50-yard line. It was not mine for the year. Somebody called me and said the check bounced,
Really?
and I'm stuck with it. And it's the night for the Super Bowl. Who could they call the night for the Super Bowl? And they called me.
Wow.
So I rounded up people. And on my right was Donald Trump,
Yeah.
who was married at the time, with his girlfriend, a girl named Marla Maples, who was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he told everybody, way before cameras and selfies,
Yeah.
no photos allowed. And on my left was like Whitney Houston, Reggie Jackson, Oprah on my left.
Wow.
But I had the 50-yard line box. And Trump told me something then, and I'm not a big Trump guy. I don't have an opinion about him either way. But something told me that I never forgot. I was in the men's room with him in the urinals. And he says, you must be a successful guy to have that box. I said, yeah, I do okay. And before I was the Marlins man. He goes, I'm going to give you some advice. Never get in a fight. He has his accent. Never get in a fight. You can't win. If you beat the crap, because always you'll go beep, beep, beep. If you beat the crap out of somebody, they're going to sue you. It's going to cost you money. And if you lose the fight, they beat you up. What you have to do is have the courage and the strength to walk away and know you're going home to your house, to your car, with your hot chicks. He goes home to his wife in his pickup truck with no teeth. And I never really thought about that until a few years later, that happened to me. I was at a bar.
Yeah.
Some guys were hitting on my girlfriend, who was really nice and sweet. She was being polite, and they wanted to beat me up. I just, let's go. And she was like, you're a pussy. Da, da, da. I said, no, and I'll tell you the story. If I beat him up, I get sued. If I lose the fight, I'm beat up. I'm going home with you in my Bentley. Let's go.
And that's it.
He was right. Good advice.
Yeah. Nice.
Great stuff.
Well,
Marlins Man.
there's Marlins
Thank
Man.
you for sauntering
It's
by.
It's great to meet you finally.
Yes,
Great
thank
to
you.
meet you. It's been a long.
You guys do a great job. Don't
Hey,
stop. Don't
I
get
appreciate
intimidated.
it. I love how you
Everybody
operate.
tries to bully you around.
It's true.
Don't listen.
Okay.
It's true.
Well, I'm taking his advice like he took
Who would
Trump's
know?
advice.
Who would know better?
So he's seen it all. He's-
Exactly.
Like,
Except I think I have more haters than you do.
oh, you have a ton of haters.
I have a lot of haters,
You have a ton-
especially in Cleveland.
You have a ton of haters for no reason, though.
It's
Yeah.
it's
They're
just, you
just
know what it is?
jealousy.
They don't know me. My most passionate followers, the craziest ones I have, used to be my biggest haters.
Yeah.
They used to call me like Mr. Douchebag, and now they'll back because when they finally met me and go with me and see what goes on, they go, "Man, I was wrong. I didn't know what was going on. I thought you were just some guy like the Rainbow Wig guy trying to be discovered." I said, "I wasn't looking for this. This happened to me, and why do I keep wearing it?
Yeah.
To draw attention to the Pay It Forward movement, to make you appreciate your parents and your teachers and the policemen and the firemen in the military. That's what I'm
That's
about."
awesome. Well, we appreciate it. There he goes. He's got to go and figure out what party he's going to, Paul.
Good
That's
problem
right.
to have.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good
Thank you,
luck.
guys.
Thanks, Marlins Man. Dude, what have you been up to?
Well, man, I'll tell you what I haven't been up to. Tough Mudders.
You know what's funny? One of the things I remember from being on that bus talking to you is the conversation about intermittent fasting.
Oh, word, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, man,
I mean, that's
like-
why I'm drinking coffee right now. I haven't eaten anything yet today.
I'm the same way. I was just thinking to myself, I need to get a coffee because I'm starting to get hungry.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
Like, now's the time, you know? Like, yeah, I've been doing it ever since, man. Like, actually, was that 2014?
Yeah.
So I had just started it right before that with Terry, because Terry talked me into it.
Yeah.
So I just started right before that.
And it was funny because after I met you, I met him, and we ended up talking about
word.
that too. And it was like, it was a revelation. I had never
It's
considered
crazy
that.
though, man. Like,
Yeah.
I even if I do a different diet, like I still keep the intermittent fasting in that diet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I keep the fast going, but I'll just eat like whatever it is, like the keto or whatever the new
Right.
thing I'm trying out. You know.
Right. It increases your testosterone,
Yeah.
and obviously you're going to have more muscle mass to do that.
It's nuts. Like, it's
It's
crazy
the opposite
how-
of everything you're taught.
Exactly. What I tried recently, I tried carb loading. for the first
Really?
time. Yeah, I tried that. But I went like fruits and just like good carbs, nothing crazy, and it works. Like it worked amazing. But I also intermittent fasted during it, so it was crazy because you could eat these carbs that I was just like normally you don't eat,
Right.
So, but I stuck to fruits and like a little bit of grain and lots of oatmeal. Yeah,
Wow.
It was cool, man. It worked out.
How many times a week on average do you take your shirt off in public view?
Oh man, like it's
25?
It depends on what kind of press I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like this time of year it gets heavy, so I have to really.
You can't cheat on anything.
The shirt reps get heavy. I gotta like seriously like.
The shirt reps.
Yeah, I gotta seriously diet, man. It's nuts.
And in Miami, I mean,
Oh, dude, like in
you're
Miami,
probably doing shoots all over here, aren't you?
No, but there's just so many people that are like, oh man, like, are you the? And I'm like, yeah. No, I'm kidding. but no, like, there's so many people here that are just like fit. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you like at least match what's going on.
Yeah, it's a
tell me
little
about
different.
it.
It's a little
Tell me
different
about
where
it.
Joe's from, up
Tell
in
me about
Ohio.
it.
Not as much fitness, would you say, as South
you
Beach?
can't get outside. You can't get out you got to get out in the snow. I'm moving here to Miami. I'm going to lose 20 pounds.
That happens quick
in like
too.
a week.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Miami, I want to walk everywhere. I want to just go everywhere.
It's the
in
humidity.
Just suck it right
Are
out
you
of
going to be the Old Spice guy forever? Because I'm voting.
what's the
I'm rooting
plan?
for that.
I'm sure that I'll be known as that. I'll have that that title that'll be with me forever. But as far as working for Old Spice, as long as the brand wants me to do something, I'm always available.
Yeah. Most recent weirdest interaction with a fan in your day-to-day life at like the grocery store or something.
Oh man, just last night I'm walking down the street and a kid was like, he's like, hey dude, and just ran like he knew me, and I was like, hey man, and he just kept walking. He was like, and then his friend said something. He goes, oh, that's the Old Spice guy, like no big deal. And then like he turned around and he was like, oh man, love the new ads. I was like, oh shoot, it's crazy.
What'd you bring us today? It looks like we're all set.
What do we got here?
We have a little booth over there, so
What is that?
We can get you some of the Sun's Ultra Smooth. So
Because smooth isn't good enough.
yeah, it's the new
Ultra.
moisturizing face and body wash. Dermatologist tested.
I still use Swagger.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I know that's
Real.
probably
All
also
right.
from 2014,
No,
but
it's Swagger. You know, you always got to have Swagger.
do you know what else I do, Isaiah?
What's that?
I scent responsibly.
You're taking us back to some old campaign.
Let's go old school. You're an old school guy.
Amazing.
Smell like the man you wish your man was? Is that what it was?
Well, now it smells like your own man. So.
Well, I've got a lot of smell of confidence, so that's why I asked you that.
You always got to always smell good, but now it smells like your own man. Yeah, from the man your man can smell like.
Awesome.
What else is over there, Paul? What'd she bring us?
Ultra smooth,
Clean slate.
clean slate.
Clean slate.
Who doesn't need one of those once in a while?
Yeah, you could always use one of those. That's
We needed a clean slate from this morning. We had all kinds of technical
Oh,
problems.
did you guys?
Well,
but-
it's good now. We're running.
But it's
We're
over.
good.
We're going.
Up and
What's
go.
that one?
This one is
slate.
clean slate again.
Yeah.
I'm noticing a theme here.
Yeah, no worries.
Now watch as I shut the entire production down by spilling clean slate everywhere.
If you guys get an opportunity, head on over there. We got a horse over there.
We'll come over.
My horse. But
What's its name? Buster?
well, it's the horse your horse could smell like. So.
Do we want to talk about your NFL Europe career while we're here, considering it's the
my
Super
brief
Bowl?
stint
I
in Barcelona.
I think I'm the one guy that remembers and the one guy that constantly asks you about it every time I see you.
Well, I played for the Barcelona Dragons. It was probably the best 6 months of my life. We had practice on the beach. We did our walkthroughs at this soccer field. What else did we do? It wasn't even like playing football because it was in. First of all, it was in Sitges, Spain, which is like a beach resort town. It was the best time. Honestly, the best time of my life. Like the town was like a party town. So we were out and having a great time every day, every night. And our record showed it because we were 6-5. So were we 5-6? We were 6-5. Yeah, we were horrible.
Awesome.
But it was fun though. I made some good friends. Still talked to a bunch of guys. That was an amazing time. An amazing time. Yeah.
Joe, do you have a follow-up question?
About Barcelona?
Yeah.
No. I mean, it
Joe
sounds
loves
like
tapas.
It sounds like he doesn't want to talk too much about it, too deep.
Oh no,
it is Old Spice.
Yeah, it's
Wanna keep it clean.
it's
Keep it
always
real
fine.
clean.
It was a great time though. I've actually been back since, and it's been amazing.
Do you feel like you left Barcelona with a clean slate?
Let's say I didn't have a clean slate there. I left with a clean slate, but when I left, I was ultra smooth.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, it's a good thing you're keeping a low profile. And
I thought it was
is that
Rick,
Sonny
I thought it was
Jurgensen?
Ric Flair for a
Ric
minute, but
Flair
that
comes
wasn't
by.
Rick.
If Ric
Have
Flair
you ever
comes
met Ric
by-
Flair? You ever?
No, we're all.
I saw
dropping
him in the
mic
hallway.
If he comes by.
He was over here, and
He was.
Yeah, you got to get him up.
What'd you think of Rob Ryan? That hair looked good.
Right.
He didn't. Well, you guys don't have any shampoo today.
He's long gone
Old
now.
Spice doesn't do shampoo, do you?
Yes, we do.
You do?
We have stuff for the hair. Yeah.
Rob
All
Ryan
the
over
hair.
there.
It's
Oh
your,
my God.
It's your full grooming arsenal.
Nice.
Repertoire.
Okay.
Great. Well, Isaiah, thank you for coming by,
course,
sir.
man. Yeah,
Always
dude.
great to see you.
Good
Yeah.
to see you, and go out and get clean slate.
Clean slate.
Hold on. Do you remember my buddy Eddie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Just checking.
Because I like
He was
some random
filthy.
Facebook page. Hockey guy, too.
Yes.
Big, thick guy.
Yes. Yes.
What's he up? He's probably out in L.A. still.
He is now. Let's say he was super dirty then. He's
Yeah.
now nice and cleaned up, trim. Doing his thing. He does many a thing. He's
Playing
a
hockey?
Man of many talents.
Yeah.
But he's still.
That's a
playing
good way to
hockey.
describe him.
Look, I'll tell him you said what's up.
Please do.
That's awesome.
Awesome, man. Well,
All
thanks,
right.
thanks again.
There he
We'll
goes.
come over and check out your horse. There he goes, Isaiah Mustafa. He's
Isaiah
riding
Mustafa.
off into the sunset.
And all right.
First time on South Beach? No? Nope. 30th time? Veteran? South Beach veteran?
No comment.
What did you see last night that you didn't think you'd see? That you can talk about?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yacht party? No
No
yacht.
comment.
Well, I did see that there's a lot of yachts out there.
Huge
and,
yachts.
Yeah.
$5 million
Paul. Tell-
yachts.
You didn't go on any yachts, so
I didn't. I was landlocked.
dig into the football, Paul.
Do we have to? Let's talk about South Beach.
Go ahead.
So what are you doing up here on Radio Row? Is this your first time on Radio Row?
No.
No. So here's what we're doing later tonight. We're going to see your starting quarterback, Sam Darnold, playing cornhole. Do you know if he's any good at cornhole? He's going toe-to-toe with Daniel Jones.
No.
Do you prefer man or zone?
Definitely zone.
Really?
I don't got to run.
True. Bump and run or 10-yard cushion?
Depends on the receiver.
Favorite receiver to cover?
I don't know. That's hard. That's really hard.
There's got to be one guy every year that you look forward to just stuffing.
I mean, I liked going against Golden when he was at Detroit because he would tell me if it was a run or not, so we got to chill.
Oh my God, I love that.
So then when he would do that and he'd tell you, would he still act like he was going to actively block you and you would just have a gentleman's agreement to not try?
Yeah, we had to, make it look good.
Right.
Has he ever Has he ever lied? Like,
No.
All right.
Not yet.
Yeah, like he lies and then he goes to your knees.
No.
Is that common though, guys? Some of the vets, they'll tell you that a run's coming.
No, I don't think so. No.
So if he's agreeing to tell you that, are you agreeing to not tackle the running back if he comes to your side?
No, but it would usually be the other way. So there's no point in being real extra just to run all the way across the field.
Yeah, both of them are enjoying a little rest.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't get ear hold anymore by a pulling guard or somebody on the opposite side of the field. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
Well, I mean, it makes no sense to run 30 yards down the fucking field for no reason. It's a long game.
That's true.
This is my guy now. I'm a big fan now.
Absolutely.
He's saying it how it is. I love the insight on giving up, Golden Tate. Nice.
So you and Golden had a good relationship. Who's somebody you have a bad relationship with?
Oh, give it up.
Come on.
I really don't think I'm a pretty chill dude. So
Yeah.
I don't really think I had a bad relationship with any receiver because I'm not going to talk shit. I ain't really with the extra unless they are, but I'm pretty mellow.
Cool.
Yeah. Well.
What does it feel like to have an interception?
It feels great because you get off the field.
But aren't you stoked at the moment? Like, isn't that like the apex for a DB?
Yeah, I get off the field.
Wouldn't
Should the NFL have turnover chains? Are you allowed to have them? Why doesn't that happen?
Because they're lame.
Yeah.
It is lame, right?
It's a little locked down.
Lamest turnover was the trash can. Tennessee Vols. They had a trash can.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
They
that.
were like beat on the trash can and stuff.
Like the Houston Astros?
Yeah, right. Nice. Good one.
We get fined for wearing our socks too high.
Right.
No
right.
fun. No fun at all.
How do you think the random drug tests are actually random?
No.
I saw that Richard Sherman tweeted yesterday that he had like 2 blood tests and 2 whatever tests in like the last week or something, 2 weeks.
If you have a good game, you're bound to get one.
Really?
Should they test the kickers more? Are the kickers HGH legs? He's not going to comment.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Are quarterbacks tested as frequently as you guys, or
Hell no.
are you saying they get special treatment?
No, they're just quarterbacks.
Well, and they got to be babied by the league, right? Who?
Like they don't. I'm saying like they don't. They're not like guys you really got to worry about.
Yeah.
When was the last time you laid a quarterback out?
I don't know. We don't blitz.
Yeah.
I think like Brett Hundley like 2 years ago. I
In
didn't
Green
lay him
Bay?
out. I didn't lay him out, man.
A solid square hit.
I wouldn't even say that.
Wow. Man,
We got a very boring defense.
you don't like it, do you?
No, I don't mind it. It works. I'm just saying we don't get the blitz. So other teams do. We don't.
It's hard to stay engaged then.
Oh no.
No?
No, it's a very complex defense.
So what does that even mean to a regular person? It's a complex defense. If I'm Joe Average and I'm yelling sack the QB every time there's a play, what is one concept that you guys are doing on the fly that be?
Basically, it means 9 times out of 10 when you guys bitch at the TV, you don't know what you're talking about.
At least.
Yeah, at least 9 times out of 10. Well, because, I mean, especially our defense, we'll have probably 5 different coverages in one call. And we got to make adjustments based on, you know, how they align, reads, motion. So it's like, you know, things could change on the fly. And, you know, a lot of people, they look at what we're doing and it's like, well, we're playing the coverage, we're playing the technique, we're playing what we're supposed to do. But regular people don't see that. They're just a bunch of, you know, couch quarterbacks.
Go
Sure.
ahead, say it. Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
No.
Couch quarterback?
I love when they call them out. 'Cause
Asshole?
A lot of NFL guys want to say it, and they just can't. You
Right.
know, they're worried about it.
Right.
He doesn't give a shit. Does not give a shit. And I like it.
Speaking of not giving a shit, do you guys care if you beat the Giants or not? Is there any rivalry for the city?
I played for Minnesota.
Right, but you played for the Jets previously, right?
No, I didn't.
Well,
What?
excuse me.
Oh, no comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Credibility just shot.
Wow. Well, there you go, Paul. That was awkward.
Favorite Bears receiver to shut down?
I don't care.
Not all of them?
Don't care.
Doesn't care, Paul.
Man, are you going back to South Beach tonight?
Yeah, I'm staying on South Beach.
Yeah?
Right on the beach.
Versace Mansion?
No. We did that last time.
Yeah.
The Clevelander? Snoop was at the Clevelander last night, allegedly.
I don't know. I was at Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones, that's got to be a strip club.
No, it's just a club.
Yeah.
Are you going to Edward James Stripper Bowl? Did you hear about that?
I did. I wasn't really sure what that was.
Yeah.
Is it like a stripper bowl? Or what is it?
Give him the lowdown, Joe.
I don't know the exact
I
details.
got invited to it.
Did you?
But I didn't really know
How's
what
that?
it was.
Yeah, Edge was driving around town with $1 million in singles in his van, in a Pacifica.
Yeah, it was like the most
He's got-
nondescript vehicle
he's got
ever.
Bags of cash in the back. I think you should get in the Hall of Fame just based on that. Like, if you come up with $1 million stripper bowl,
Sounds like a good PR move.
Right, exactly.
yeah, drive around with a bunch of cash. But he's like the change guy. He's
Right.
like, just making change for everybody.
And it's on a Monday. On Monday.
Wow.
Are you going to stick around in Miami until then?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Where do you go? Where do you live in the off season?
Right now, Minnesota, but it's too cold. So I'll be.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Minnesota.
Yeah, it's just depressing.
Sucks.
What do you like to do?
I like to play Xbox
Do you?
and gamble.
What Xbox game?
I like Call of Duty,
What kind of gamble? Are you like
blackjack.
Nice.
Nice. You know how to count cards?
Yes, but I don't.
You don't do it? How long did it take you to be able to count them? Because I watch these guys try to do it, and I don't know if they're even doing it.
I mean, you can have a spotter doing it for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot going into it, so it's like I like to just try to enjoy it instead of making like another job.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
I know how to do it, but I'm not good.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'd fail too.
Yeah,
You too.
I'm terrible at gamble.
There you
The
go.
only gamble I took was when I crossed the street today. And I'm 1 for 1.
Yes.
And
Were you sober?
I was all day.
Fuck no, we weren't. Not after last night.
Last night was fun. It was South Beach is great.
So
Who knew? Who knew?
never knew it. I thought it was all fake.
I
When we
did
got
too.
Here and it was real.
It was all just reputation.
Women were real. Everything was real.
Are you gonna actually go
That's
to
a lie.
Are you gonna go to the game?
He said he's leaving. Don't you listen?
I was
You're
listening.
not listening to him.
Well, speaking of
The
not,
fact that you said women are real in Miami, you lost all credibility.
No, I mean they were actually alive and in the flesh. You know, just
That's
a
the
miserable
only
married
real-
guy at home. You know,
I was gonna say because there's a lot of fake asses out there.
there are some
It's a-
there are huge fake
fake
asses.
asses are in, huh? I mean, it's
They
everywhere.
are big.
I mean, I'm just a white guy from suburban Ohio. I don't see a lot of fake asses
You
there.
like that shit?
Well,
But is that all just silicone?
I don't.
How does it even? It looks crazy. We saw some asses like that yesterday, and I don't even understand. It's not squats.
I got nothing to do with it.
It's not squats and proper nutrition.
all right, Paul, let him go.
Yeah.
He's leaving. He's leaving. He wants to get out of here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, buddy.